Howdy, Possum Patty here, and this is my little golden book about Frida Kahlo, making a junk journal, part 2, so come on along. In part 1, I took the cover apart and I put it back together again. I lined it with some really nice purple material, have my reinforcements in there. I will link part 1 below. The outside is ready to go. I'm going to sew in the signatures and then cover it. My original idea was to put this little piece of embroidered material on there. But when you see the pages that I made for the inside, where I used a lot of black for a border, and this page even has black for a background, I was thinking of using this material with a dark black background. It's got some purple, pink, red, and teal on it, and turquoise, instead of the lighter piece. We have some dark colors on the cover. We got a black monkey, and she's got black hair. And I might go with this one instead. I will use this piece somewhere, though, because I just think, look at this, that this really goes with that. I know. I'm thinking about it. Always can change my mind. So what I did since the last video was try to put together some paper for signatures. And again, I'm making 2 signatures. And I was going to put the story in the middle, but the cardstock on the signatures wound up being kind of thick. So, well, maybe that'll work. Let's see, that's the second part. This is the first part. You gotta get it, this upside down. Gotta make sure you're going in the right direction. Okay, so that would be in there, so. These are kind of thick, and the story is sticking out a little bit like this. So I don't know if that's going to work for me. Or if I just should start with the story. I could do this every other. Or maybe I'll wind up doing it like I did my last one and put the Frida Kahlo story in the middle. And 2 journaling signatures. One in the front, one in the back. That went pretty well with my last journal. I left a story in the middle. Okay, let me show you the papers I picked out for the signatures. The first one is all done. I like this nice, bright, colorful page to start with. I did ink this one and round the corners. On the inside, I put this very flashy butterfly paper and some more of that. In the corners, whoops, I used this Martha Stewart punch because it reminds me of the banners, the paper banners that they decorate at a fiesta. Some flowers with the black background. Now these are from the Day of the Dead pack from Michaels. On this one I did use black ink around the edges. I did not ink all of them. I did round the corners on these, but punch the corners on the flowers. Again, punching the corners and rounding the corners. No ink on that one. Now these butterflies are from a different pack, but butterflies also go with the Day of the Dead, along with marigolds. This one I inked in pink and rounded the corners. I like the pink. These 2 I think were from the same paper pack, so that's why I put them next to each other. And these are from the same paper pack, and that's why they're next to each other. And these are from the same paper pack. These are from the Day of the Dead. So the colors go. Here's my marigolds. And this is from the same pack as these. Trying to use up some older papers. This is also from this pack, I believe. I didn't want to mix up too many different sets, so I stuck with two, maybe three sets. More butterflies and hearts. This one has a rounded corners. I rounded, I think, almost all the corners. This one I did ink. Rounded the corners on these. This one I put black ink. Sometimes when I have two different papers put together, I don't like it way it looks along the edge, so I'll put a little ink. I did wind up using one paper with the skulls. This is tone on tone, so it's not too noticeable. I like the way the black looks through the punched holes. This one is inked in pink, pink ink, and pink ink around that. So this is going to be one signature, the first signature. And it's kind of hard, sturdy, thick, because it's all cardstock, and some of these are 2 layers because I was going for a look on most of the pages, not all of them, of having a black border around a lot of them. Not everything, but a lot of things do. So that was the first signature. So I think it's going to have to go first signature, and then the story intact, and then the second signature, or the last signature here, which I need to spiff up a little bit before I start working on sewing it in. So the first one, or should I make this the first signature? Let's see. No, I think with the purple on the inside, that this one will be fine for the first. So this will be the second, till I change my mind again. Oops. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to start with just rounding the corners. I'm also looking to see if I need to trim anything. Sometimes I need to trim, you know, where I didn't glue very even. Everything is possum straight, right? Okay, this is the next page, and I think I will round these corners. And of course the black, I don't need to ink that up. So I like to mix a floral with a different pattern like that. So a floral and a different pattern. Call that floral clash. When you're mixing your patterns and your florals. So here we have floral and a pattern. And you can see here where the paper's sticking up. So maybe I will trim this a little bit. I'm so excited to see that a lot of people want to make a little golden book journal along with me. I'm not sure what I'm going to use mine for. I might use it for a memory keeper, like a little photo album, because now these pages are pretty thick. And I'm going to round the corner. On this one, I let the black hang out a little bit more. I do have a ton of photos. Try to remember, get this in the right order. Where's the middle? All right, that's the middle. I do this every time, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7, 7, 7, 7. There's 7 pages for each signature. And I'm keeping it at 7 because, like I said, most of these are like 2 cardstocks put together. kind of thick and sturdy. It's going to make a good photo album. Sometimes you don't cut very straight. You can trim them up. Whoops. Don't mean to hit the camera. All right, that one looks good. This one doesn't need to be inked or trimmed. It's just the black. You gotta make sure the little crumbs are out, or else it doesn't clip the corners very well. Okay. And this one I could see some white there. So I'm going to trim this. So what little golden book are you using? And what kind of journal are you making? A daily journal, an art journal, a junk journal, a memory keeper, when I put 2 pages back to back like this, sometimes I gotta trim them up. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of these done. And now I just need to journal in them. Okay, this one didn't get done yet. Of course, rounding the corners is always something you could do after it's sewn in, because that's not a hard thing. Not a hard thing at all. All right. So this will be the back, this will be the front, and the story is going to be in the middle, like that. So the next thing I do before I get to sewing in is I make a template that is the size of the spine. I take just a piece of scrap paper, the size of the spine, like that. And this fits in right between those 2 reinforcement strips I have. Okay, and I folded it in half this way, marked where the middle was, and I folded it in half that way, and marked where the middle was there, to get my bearings. Okay, I'm going to do this like my nature journal, which is right here on the shelf. So for this journal, as you can see, I have my journaling pages, and then I left the story intact in the middle, and then I have more journaling pages. So I'm going to do that with this one. So the 2 center marks where I'm going to sew in the 2 center signatures, now these are very thin. Even after I reinforced each one with the Tyvek, and this is about a ½ inch, so you only have like a ¼ inch of Tyvek showing on each page. These are not going to take up very much room at all. So I'm going to mark these at a ¼ inch apart. So that's, the center is there. So it's like an 1/8 inch out from the center. So this one will be an 1/8 inch out there. And this one will be an 1/8 inch out over here. And that puts them about a ¼ inch apart from each other. And they'll probably get squashed together anyway when I'm done with the journaling, because I'll be adding more layers to the pages for sure. So I drew a line. I marked the middle. I haven't marked where I'm going to put the top and bottom holes yet though, but that'll be where the center holes are. And now I am coming out. So the distance between here and here, so the distance between the edge of the spine and where this signature is going to be. I folded the paper there like that so that the back signature will be sewn in right in the middle of that big space there. So that space is not even an inch wide, so the mark is a little further in than a half an inch. Half an inch, if this was an inch wide, I'd be at a half an inch, but it's not. It's a little less, so that's okay. So I marked it halfway, and then I take my longer ruler and I'm going to mark this for the back signature. And now I'm going to fold this into that line. I do a lot of folding. It's easier than measuring. Lazy. Like that. Now, because you're getting into like 1/16, so this is going to be 7/16 of an inch away from each side. And if you don't want to measure down to the 1/16 of an inch, just fold it in half. So here's the middle. So I'm going to use just a regular pamphlet stitch from the middle. And then I go to the bottom. So I probably want to come in about an inch from the bottom, because, well, I think all the pages are pretty even from the bottom. They're just not all even from the top. So that'll be where the holes are. I can even fold that. I want to make sure I'm getting them in the same place. So this journal making video is for adults only, not for children, because I will be using a sharp tool. So I'm from the bottom and an inch up, so I'll come down an inch from the top, and I mark the top. So we're just going to mark an inch here, and an inch here, and an inch here. And this is where I'm going to poke my holes to do my seam binding. Okay, get these out of the way. I'll do the cover first, and I put a piece of cardboard underneath, and I get out a very sharp pokey tool, and usually I take a piece of painter's tape and tape this in place so it doesn't move around while I'm working here. I do my best to get things possum straight. Stand up and poke a hole right through. Number 2, number 3, number 4, do the middle. Now I'm just going through cardboard and Tyvek, which actually sometimes is easier than trying to get through material. Trying to stay on the little X's. Okay. that is done. Oh, I am going through material. I lied. I do have a layer of material right there. Not terribly straight, are they? The bottom row is good. Doesn't matter, you're not going to see them because I'm going to put material over the stitching this time. Okay, so I'm going to go with the back first. Now when the pages are this thick, sometimes they're a little hard to line up, but you want all the alleys to be in the same place. Knock them together at the bottom. And you can put some clips to help you along. And I'm going to have the top at the top, and I'm going to go by this line back here, which will be the back. I'm going to line everything up from the bottom. As long as you're consistent, you can choose the bottom or the top, but just be consistent about it and you'll be fine. Okay, you want to make sure that's right in there, and then do the same thing. Try to get it to come out in the, I gotta get a new mat. This one slides around too much. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this pink. I go 1, 2, 3, which is all you need. You only need 3, depending on how long you want your middle dangle to be. I put 4 because it's too much. And I think because I have 4 signatures, this is only 3 colors. I'm going to throw in a purple. Something maybe that goes with the pink. And maybe this one or that one. Maybe this one. I'm not real fussy about colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got 2 colors. Okay, now the blues, kind of a nice darker blue. Come over to this side. That blue almost has a little green in it, doesn't it? Come back to this side. It's too dark though. Too dark, too light. I think I'll just go with this dark blue. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Oops, there's always a oops. And green. Green, green, green. Green, 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 green. Which green do we want? We almost want this green. doesn't have to match exactly. One, and I didn't even see it from the outside. 2, 3, 4. But you will see it in the center. Of each signature. Okay, so now we have our 4 colors, and the center of this is blue. But we have pink here too. Oops. Maybe the pink on that one. And on this one, the center is blue, pink, green. Well, we get all the colors here. Blue, pink, green. So this one doesn't matter. This one is blue, pink, green. And this one is going to be, ooh, purple would look nice here. She's got a purple shawl on, so we'll give her purple. And that leaves pink for the last one. Oh no, we did pink. What does that leave? Where's the blue? We did the blue. All right, so the pink is here. 1, 2, 3. There it is. I found it. I found it. I found it. Do we want blue on the pink? Do we want blue on the pink? All right, let's put blue there. Let's put blue here. I know. Green there. Purple there. Pink there. Okay. Oh, well. Now, the sewing in. Oh, I have to go find some needles. Hang on. Okay, I use large upholstery needles that are very blunt. They don't need to be sharp because we've already poked the holes. I use my little handy dandy embroidery floss threader. This one, I bought a new one. This is my old one. I put a kink in it so it doesn't work really well. But I will use it until I break it. Okay, we're going to go through the middle. This is the back signature. I'm going to go right through the middle. Right through, whoops, don't hit the camera. The middle like that. Pull it, leave some dangling. I like to go to the bottom next because that's where everything should be lined up. And if you can't get it through, just wiggle it around a little bit. Oh, take the clip off. Take the clip off. And if you can't, if you're having a problem, oh, I gotta take that clip off. That's why I'm having a problem. You can just put them on there one at a time. I don't always have to do this, but you know how it works. Make sure you get all the pages. You know, when I do this off camera, it goes a little bit smoother. Okay, this is going to hang down like that. Then I go way up to the top. Top hole. are making me crazy. I gotta get a different mat. Gotta get the rubber mat back out. Okay, I'm gonna go back through the middle. Okay, that string is on that side, so I want to come up on the other side. Got to go through the same hole, but you don't want to run into that other piece of thread. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Here, put it like this. Oop. I missed one of the holes. There we go. So this is coming up on this side. Okay, oh, that one got loose. Put that back where it belongs. Back where it belongs. There you go. Okay. Now before I make this tight and tie it off, let me check. Front of the book, right side up. Most of the patterns it doesn't matter, but some of them, like this way, I want right side up. These don't matter, right side up, right side up, right side up. That's the way I wanted that. Right side up, right side up. Okay. That's good. Check the outside. Looks good. There we go. Nice and straight. Looks good. Okay, this is the middle thread. And you've got one of these on each side. Go ahead and take the needle off. Don't lose it. Pull that tight. And just gave it a little check there. 2 and 3 is the magic number. And I don't like wobbly signatures, so at this point, give it a little check there. Nice and tight. All right, looking good. Take these strings, I pull them down to the bottom, and I'm gonna leave, you know, I don't know, about that much. In case I want to tie them up with beads or something. Okay, I'm gonna do the same exact thing to the next 3 signatures. Okay, I've got the thread in for the next signature, and this is the second half of the story, so the story ends there. Checking the cover, checking to make sure everything is right side up, and that I put the story back in the correct order after I put the little reinforcements on. So making sure the pages go together. So that is good. I'm going to pull this tight. Oh, you gotta check and make sure you've got, see that? One side's gotta be on the one side of the string and the other one on the other side, or you're not gonna be holding that down. Pull it tight. You know, I found that the craft thread that they used to make the friendship bracelets with actually works a little better than this embroidery floss. Because it's like braided, it's got like a more of a texture to it, and when you pull your knots tight, they actually stay pretty good. Check the outside, check the inside. Make sure it's not loose. Looks good. Trim it off, about like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the front of the story. And this one is with the green thread. Okay, what I do with my threader. I did go see a Frida Kahlo art exhibit at the Philadelphia Art Museum. And that was pretty spectacular. And it also had some works there by Diego. I'm going to start in the middle. I don't care how nice of a coffee table art book you have. Nothing does justice. Just seeing these, can't find my whole paintings in person. Okay, now I see it. All right. Now the other one went in so simple, right? Because I turned the camera off. And it went lickety-split, 1, 2, 3. Like when we went to Paris and went to see the Impressionistic paintings at the Musée d'Orsay. I just couldn't believe it. The paintings were first so much larger than I thought they would be. And just to stand there and like you can see every brush stroke. The colors are so true. Okay, see now I did what you're not supposed to do, so that's good. That's a good thing. I went through that piece and you can't do that. So I'm going to take the needle off and pull this back. You don't want to go through the other piece. So I just pulled that out. That's a good learning moment there. Teaching moment, learning moment. You don't want to go through any of the other threads. And you always want to check the outside, check the inside, pull it tight. Yes, I was very impressed with the Impressionists. And then getting to see Frida Kahlo's work in Philadelphia was amazing. It doesn't look anything like that, but if you're not familiar with her, she had a lot of problems. She loved nature. She got polio. It was, you know, kept her muscles from growing properly. Her legs were very weak. She had to stay in bed. She left it with a limp. Her father encouraged her to be active. And she went to school. She met Diego. She was in a really bad accident. Like this book really skips over like the tragedies in her life. She had to lie in a cast, and from then on, it was nothing but, you know, pain for the rest of her life. Between being crippled by polio and being in an accident that almost took her life. And she had to stay in bed so much of her life, and she used that time to paint. And because she was the only one in the room, she used herself as a model. So there are a lot of paintings that she did of her. Back before selfies were the thing, so I guess she used the original selfie. But not photographs, paintings. To the bottom. I do this better off camera because I could put it closer to me and I could see better what I'm doing. When I hold the book out under the camera, that's when I kind of mess up a little bit, because I really can't see what I'm doing. All right, one at a time. One at a time. If you need to do this, do this. Doesn't matter. When you go through in the other direction, it goes much easier. Yeah, on this black paper, can't see the holes. There we go. All right, so we're in the middle. Come up. Leave that dangling down there. Go to the top. And once they're lined up like this, it's easy to go through this way. It's just hard to go through the other way. And back through there. Am I going to do it this time? Probably not. No. Sometimes if you pull it tight, you can line the hole up better. But, yeah, it didn't work for me. Okay. Let me just do this. Then I'll pull it tight. Oh, it's going easier. Going easier. Going easier. Oh, missed that page. Where'd it go? Oh, I pulled it out. See, when I'm working over here, it just does not go as smoothly as when I work closer. To my reach, closer to my body. Okay. I did it. I did it. Okay. Pull it. All right. Did I go through any threads this time? I did not. Is that long enough? Oh, I did. See? Gotta check for that. Check for that. I'm gonna lose my needle here. All right, so I want to undo this mess I made, and all you have to do is pull the thread carefully back through. Okay, and make sure you have one on one side and one on the other side. And let's see, did I check the other one? You know what, I forgot to check the pages on this one. I know it looks upside down to you, but that's because I have the book upside down. Okay, so that's in the right order. Well, I'm glad I went with this one. I like that stitching on the spine there. And it is all together. And if I do any journaling or memory keeping or anything in here, I will bring you along with me. I'll get it out and show you what I'm doing. Like I said, I might add pockets or something, and the pages will all get journaled on and things added to them. But this is a great start. And now I get to put it up on the shelf and it is ready to go. Can add dangly things on there too, or even make a tassel. This might be a fun journal to make a tassel for with all these colors. All right, so thanks for coming along for a little golden book about Frida Kahlo. Junk journal put together, story intact. Bye-bye.